doctors lost the answers, but she found the key. Empowering ladies, setting us free. Battling the storm with courage and grace. Shayna's got the wisdom to help you embrace. No more relying on pills they don't know. She's got the strength to help you grow. Feel the power rising inside. Shayna's guidance right by your side. Life's getting brighter step by step. With Shayna's touch, you're gonna prep. Feel the power rising inside. Shayna's guidance right by your side. Life's getting brighter step by step. With Shayna's touch, you're gonna prep. Medicine shelves are emptying out. Finding real strength, that's what it's about. No more prescriptions tying you down. With Shayna's help, you'll wear the crown. Ladies, hear the call, it's time to rise. Shayna lifts the veil, opening eyes. No more shadows breaking your day. With her wisdom, fight pain away. Broken, finding the strength deep inside. Shayna Melissa takes us on this ride, from suffering to a life so free. Her healing touch, she'll set you free with a heart.
Hey, hey, caregivers of children, parents, spouses, and professional caregivers. You are the one that everyone is depending on, yet we often put ourselves dead last. And at the end of the day, there's no energy, no time left. We're running on fumes. We're telling ourselves, I'll deal with that tomorrow. But you know what? The sad reality is one day there's not going to be a tomorrow. This is your time for self-care right now. And today we have a very special guest. I am Shayna Melissa Stockman, a registered nurse and a nationally board certified nurse practitioner for well over 30 years, who empowers mostly medical mysteries, autoimmune warriors, cancer warriors to go from surviving to thriving. And I want to empower you. I learned the hard way about self-care, and I want to save you all that time and energy. But before we dive in with our very special guest, I want to let you know that the doors are now open, just open for our next live Reclaim Your Life Super Workshop Power Hour that you can do from the comfort of your couch and do so at no cost. While you can still reserve a no-cost seat before the doors close, go scan that QR code or just go to worldwellnessexpert.com/reclaim and claim your no-cost seat now to our next live Reclaim Your Life Super Workshop Power Hour. And then mark your calendars. Well, we'll come back to the date. And now I want to introduce to you a very, very special guest, Miss Elizabeth Marasco, the beautiful, AKA Liz, all the way from Michigan. She is not only, yes, an entrepreneur and a marketing strategist, but the founder and publisher of the beautiful Kudos magazine, as well as Brady Events and Marketing. With over 30 years of experience, she empowers entrepreneurs, professionals, community leaders, and several nonprofits to raise their visibility, attract more quality leads, and simplify their marketing using a blend of both digital and traditional strategies. As the founder and publisher of the beautiful Kudos magazine, she focuses on healthy, happy living and is a marketing innovator, a true trailblazer, a community storyteller dedicated to empowering businesses to thrive in today's digital renaissance. Her areas of expertise are trailblazing and empowering entrepreneurs and business leaders to find and strengthen their voice through digital marketing, video, AI, and automation, making it easier for small businesses to scale without adding more complexity to it. Through her in-person and online events, publishing, and digital platforms, she empowers leaders to work smarter, not harder, reach more people, and create lasting impacts. Without further ado, thank you, Elizabeth Marasco, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here today. Thank you,
Be
thank you.
here. It is so good to be here, Shayna. Yeah, it's wonderful. I'm usually behind the scenes while Shayna's out there producing great content, and so she pulled me out. She pulled me out from behind the light. So yeah, it's
We
great to
can't
be here
hide
today, Shayna.
thank you. It's great to have you. It's we gotta show that beautiful face to our viewers because you're. I give you so much credit for you as being the founder of Kudos Magazine and Brady Events because if it was not for you, I would not have the visibility that I do today and creating such a deep impact in so many lives, literally around the globe. You know, because before this I was more local, and now you made me truly international. And I thank you. I give you a lot of credit because thank you to you and your Brady Events team. My YouTube channel reached over 250,000 views. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Liz and Brady Events and Kudos Magazine for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So
Yeah. So one thing's for sure, though, is you put a lot of effort and love into your community, and that has brought a lot of life to it. That's why it's growing, but it's been fun. And I also started with my business local, and started moving to help more national clients like yourself. And I think that it's almost been like perfect timing how you and I connected, and it's a pleasure to see somebody who's taking a positive approach to healthcare that empowers people. And I think that being able to witness it, like in real life, you guys don't get to see what I get to see on the back end of so many transformations. So I feel like marketing isn't just marketing because we're empowering people to be able to live a
yeah.
better life. And that's possible because of the content you're creating. And I just get to be a part of that. So I love that. Yeah, I'm so grateful. So keep doing what you're doing. That's you.
Thank you so much. I have to give you credit though, because before you and Brady Events, that I was doing everything. When I did all these live big events, I was like doing the Zoom, letting people in, letting people out. I'm glad that we have a team now that can take
Yeah.
off all of that pressure of are my slides going to show? Can they hear me? Can so thank you for you and your team that I don't have to do all of that work. It takes so much pressure off me having to admit people and mute people and unmute people and see are my PowerPoints being displayed? Are we really broadcasting live? Can they see us? Can they hear us? So thank you for taking out a lot of that stress and saving me about three ulcers over the
A
past
lot of
year.
it is because of the software that we use. We use something a little bit different. So you're not just like when you do your shows, you're not using a standard, just quick Zoom. We use Zoom sometimes, but we use a broadcast software called Ecamm, which I love Ecamm. But I think right now, the thing that you and I have gone through the past technically 5 years with COVID and
Yeah,
everything that's rolled out is the importance of being able to adapt, with
yeah,
technology and with life. And I think that that's one of the keys to longevity, and I see that in you being willing to learn and grow, but at the same time, keep some of that youthfulness that gives us luster to keep going. But yeah, so it's been an amazing few years of you and I learning and growing and finding new ways to connect with people, whether it's, a patient, like you help a lot with healing and transformation with people. And for my personal part, kind of tying into my business, the goal is to empower caregivers who are often helping the patient or the loved one who's sick because those resources get burned up really quickly when you're caring for other people. So it was almost like God had a perfect plan for you and I to meet, because I want to put you in the spotlight. I love putting my
oh,
clients
thank
in the
you.
spotlight. I'll hide
I
behind
won't
the
put you in the
camera.
spotlight. But I think it's true because as a healthcare provider, I was just able to help people locally. And now with you and your team, I'm able to help people in other countries and other states. Because years ago, when I wanted to see a specialist, I would actually fly to that state or that country and see that specialist and have airfare both ways and hotels and all these travel plans. But now we can impact so many people in other states and other
Oh,
countries from the
I've
people that we
Shayna,
help.
I've seen you with clients from Hong Kong,
Yeah,
Australia, New Zealand, literally around the world.
Canada too.
And what's beautiful is the solutions you're giving are things that people can immediately start to implement, and I think you take a lot of the fear away and empower people. And when I see that transformation, it makes it where I don't feel like it's real work because I see it being impact. And that's where positive change, and that's how families and people become healthier and stronger. You're empowering them. But yeah, it's kind of cool. All the way, I think, what was it? At one show you had, not show, one journey workshop, you had people from Hong Kong, Australia. It was like every continent, it was
Yes,
around the world.
I
Yeah.
probably been thinking about all the continents. Yes, I think I've had clients on every continent now.
I know. So yeah, so and it goes to show you where technology is taking us. It's kind of beautiful.
But I do want to plug your beautiful Kudos magazine because people need to know that you had started, I know you had done it in print, but now it's also digital. And you and I have been collaborating. If we can show this beautiful library, the past 24 issues of her magazine. Thank you, Kudos and Brady, for giving me space in the past 24 issues of your beautiful magazine. So this is just the past 24, 2 years that we've been collaborating. This is her magazine. She is the founder of Brady's of Kudos magazine. It's all about healthy, happy living. But she took it. It's not just printable anymore. It is digitalized now. That look at this cover. This was the cover this past month. That was the cover of me in a few months ago. So thank you, Kudos, for putting me on the cover of your beautiful magazine. It is all about healthy, happy living in our busy lifestyles, what we can do to incorporate quick, easy recipes, simple swap outs. This is what I'm all about because we're all busy multitasking. That in our busy lifestyles, what are one pot wonders we can do? So this magazine is printed, but it's also digital. And in the digital version, there it is interactive. There are links where you can click and go right to the recipes where I'm in my kitchen right here making the recipes that are quick and easy yet delicious and nutritious. A handful of ingredients, one pot wonders. So thank you, Kudos, for allowing me into your beautiful
Oh my
magazine.
gosh, we love you being in the magazine. You're such a positive, uplifting source in every single edition. So, with Kudos, it originally started off as print, and we had exclusivity with one hospital. I couldn't talk to any other medical people for a long time, like 5 years into the magazine, no other chit chat with medical people specifically. And then COVID happened, and we had to adjust and change. And that first started off with doing podcasts, and then later evolving and doing more of the digital frame. But, my agency started off really doing huge fundraising events, a lot of black tie events for nonprofits, corporate. So it was a natural fit, especially for the healthcare. But the point that I'm trying to make is this: with anything that you're doing in life, adaptability is the key if you want to survive. Whether
Yes.
you're talking about you have a health crisis, you have AI coming on the horizon, being willing to adapt and grow, that's going to be the true point.
I'm not sure if you're muted.
Oops, I might have been
Oh,
muted.
yeah.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
So the
But
true
all I
point.
was saying is sometimes people can get stuck, and the way that they've done it is the only way. For anything in life, you have to be willing to adapt. And that
Now,
includes for your own health care, your own approach
yes.
to it.
Yes. And I did want to share for the viewers your upcoming event that you have. Can you tell us a
Oh,
little bit more
yeah.
about that? And I want to let the viewers know that this event that Elizabeth is doing, and kudos and event Brady events, is giving back to the community, and it's all about caregivers and caring for the caregivers. There is no upsell from there. She just truly wants to give back to the community. Liz, can you enlighten us a little bit more about your awesome event coming up March 12th? You guys can scan that QR code or go to kudoscaregiver.com to register for absolutely no cost. The event is March 12th from 12 noon to 3 p.m. EST. So register now, scan the QR, or go to kudoscaregiver.com, get your no cost seat. And Elizabeth, can you tell us a little bit more about this upcoming event and why caregiving? I know you've been a caregiver for several family members as well, so this totally touches your heart.
Yeah, so the whole point of this particular event is just to really empower families to have the right knowledge when they go through the storm. And I think the idea is so many people get caught into thinking they can do it all, or thinking that the way that they've always done things when a loved one or themselves gets sick is going to be the same way that you do things. And it's not. So going back to what I keep saying is, for longevity, whether it's for peace in your mind or to keep your body going, learn to adapt, learn to grow, and take knowledge from professionals. I got to tell you, I love Google. I love people being empowered with knowledge on their own health and wellness. But there's some things that you go and you do your research, and then you come back to look at, well, what are the pros saying?
Oh, mute, mute. So what are the pros
I
saying?
was going to say, yeah, what are the pros saying? So often when we get into these crises in life, people all of a sudden are the expert on everything. They are the estate attorney, they know everything. I did an internship at a law firm. I know everything. I worked at a doctor's office. I know everything. And this is the truth. We are in a knowledge where there's so much information, but the problem is how do you apply that information? And if you
Yes.
can go to people that have 20, 30, 40 years experience, and they can empower you to say, hey, here are tools, here's a shortcut, here's something maybe that's not traditional that's going to save you time, whether it's legally, financially, emotionally, health wise. And in short, the people that we have there are people that I trust, because they're speakers and businesses that I've worked with for years. So I know as I open up my network to say, hey, here are reliable sources. These aren't swindlers or people that are trying to, come at people for a cheap angle. All of these speakers are coming for free. They haven't charged me a penny. I haven't collected sponsorship for them to come speak. So everything that's being done for the Kudos Caregiver, it is really to empower all the viewers so that you can have a baseline and you can have a couple contacts of who is your autoimmune expert that you go to when you're bottoming it out and you can't figure out why you can't function, or who is the expert that's going to tell you how do you protect your home from Medicaid.
Those
I
are
don't I didn't know this stuff until I
Yeah.
needed it, and then it was too late.
Those are
So
great points because yes, we can go to Google, but Google has so much information, too much information, and a lot of misinformation. So I like that Kudos is taking the experts in those areas to empower the caregivers with the correct tools and the correct information they need to save them time, save them money, and probably save them an ulcer. And I've collaborated and been in other magazines, but I can not stress enough that I gotta say this is my favorite one, and I'm not just saying that because I'm here right now. Kudos is really truly an expert at what they do with a phenomenal reputation in their field. So I would say it was the hardest magazine out of all the ones I've been in to get in, but it was the most, to me, prestigious and worthy because I know you so well vetted all of the professionals in there. So thank you for
Yeah,
this.
absolutely. And it's an honor to have people like you that are taking your time to not just create marketing content. Anybody can do that and throw an ad up there, but
Mhm.
you love to empower your viewers. And I think that is the most incredible thing that I see with all this technology that's happening are the individuals like yourself that are saying, how can I
Thank
make this world better? And instead of just run a quick whatever, empower people. And that's what I'm hoping this upcoming workshop does. So, it's free, there's no charge. The whole idea is how do we get these different people out there? So, to give you like a quick recap, you know, um, caregivers, I don't know if you know this, sadly, often they will pass away or come down with serious ailments, health conditions
you.
of their own because they're caring for other people and they
Yeah.
just get wore down. So, Shayna coming on board, she's going to be talking about autoimmune and things people can do to empower themselves. So, you can care for other people, but that starts with you. We're
Mhm.
also going to have Kathy Felix from Abbey Park, who specializes in senior living because we change as we get a little bit older, right? We might have to slow down, but that doesn't mean that you stop living. I don't want to stop living. I want to keep going. My Nana worked for herself until she was 92 years old, and she lived on her own until she was 98.
Wow.
So if I can have that kind of, vitality, I'm down with that. That's what I want. So, and then we have a couple special guests. Dr. Bouvier is going to be coming to talk about a program called Gossip that's for medical tracking. And then Sheriff Swanson is coming out. This is really important, you guys. When you become vulnerable, a lot of times you become prey for people that they don't have good intentions. So he's going to come out and he's going to share some of the things that are happening to keep you and your family safe. But I would not be able to do any of this workshop if it wasn't for all of these individuals, including this lady over here, because Shayna shows up consistently. She keeps bringing that positive voice that empowers, our viewers. So I want to thank you so much, Shayna, for
Aw, thank
doing
you.
what you do. You're amazing to work
And
with. I love it.
no, I love work. We've been collaborating now for years. So that's how you
Yeah.
know in person when you find them, you hold on to them.
Yeah,
You
yeah. I think we're
know,
going on year 3 or 4 now. It's been a while.
at
Yeah.
least, yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
well, actually, I think it's been longer than that because COVID was 2000.
yeah,
Can you believe that? We're going.
2020 it started.
Why do I
Yeah.
still feel like I'm stuck in
Now,
COVID land?
yeah, it's important for caregivers to know. A lot of time, the caregivers are doing everything possible, but they overlook some simple things. I'll give you an example. I had a former coworker that I worked with in the '90s reach out to me about her husband, and I said, "Well, listen, you know what? He's in the hospital. If it's hard for him to get the lab results, make sure that I know you have a healthcare proxy at home, but you have a healthcare proxy copy at the hospital so that they can honor the wishes." But also, I said, if he's having a hard time getting the lab results, make sure he signs a med release now with you on there to get all past and all future record results. And this was a healthcare professional that I worked with in the '90s who has experience. But sometimes when we're in that situation and the caregiver, we don't think about the things we would easily tell our patients. Just like, that's a good point. I'll sign a med release so I can get his lab results to give you. So, and I also want to say on the caregiving for the caregivers event that Liz has coming up, that oh, okay, let's go to this. So thank
Oh,
you.
oops.
Wait,
Sorry.
wait,
Make
no,
go back.
let's go to that. So Brady Events, I want to thank you very much from the bottom of my heart, and Liz Marasco, because it was not for you, I wouldn't have just reached 250,000 views on my new YouTube channel called Shayna Melissa. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I also wanted to say that in the event coming up on March 12th, that Brady Events is gifting you, that you have to register for, that she will also have Abraham Law on to talk to you about estate planning and wills. That is something we often forget, especially if we had life changes. We might have had a will, but we might have had changes, a divorce, a marriage, a new child or something else. So yes, while we're on this photo here, sometimes our life is so busy. We are in that sandwich generation where we're taking care of the kids, maybe the grandkids, the aging parents. We're sandwiched in the middle, but yet we also have a significant other at home. I want you to know this is for you. Caregivers need care too. You are caring for the world. And what I realized is, wait a second, I'm caring for the world. Who the hell's caring for me? Oh, that's right. If I don't do it, no one will, because I am the caregiver. So I want to wake you up to the reality that if you are caring for everyone else, if you don't care for yourself, the reality is no one will, because you're the caregiver of your spouse, of your kids, of your parents. Maybe you're a healthcare provider, a professional caregiver. So I want to tell you a few tips that I learned. One is you got to say no. Practice it in the mirror, practice it on your dog. Say no, 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 no. You know what? When I say no, that gives me more time for the right things. It takes away time from the wrong things, and it gives me more time for the right things. And I'll tell you this, what Matthew McConaughey told me once on a Zoom was he kept declining bad roles. And people thought he was crazy, but you know what? That gave him the time to say yes to something that was better for him. Now, we also have to, next, delegate duties out. Delegate duties. So my tip one is say no to the wrong things. Tip two is delegate duties out. I have shoppers. I use Instacart. That saves me hundreds of hours a year. Delegate duties out. As caregivers, we think we have to do everything and do it perfectly. But you know what? If my food shopping is done 80% as good, I'm fine with that. So say no, delegate duties out, and the happy dance, the 4-minute happy dance. I have trademarked that as well. The happy dance is, listen, there are 1,440 minutes in a day. You are worthy. You are deserving to take at least 4 of those minutes to just do a dance. Just pick a happy song and dance. It'll de-stress you, burn a couple calories, thicken your bones, increase your stamina, your confidence, your posture. So that's my tips for you. A 4-minute dance a day will add up to 24 hours of extra exercise at the end of the year. So I'm all about, and Kudos Magazine is all about caregiving for the caregiver and how in our busy lifestyle can we do simple swap outs or things in minutes at a time. Here's another example. I just realized I do deep dive consultations, at least 1 hour with a new client to go through their past history, their medical histories, and really figure out what's going on. Unlike a traditional doctor, you get like 5 minutes a time. I do a 1 hour consultation with my new clients and some of the follow ups as well. And I realized I'm spending 1 hour with someone I never met and know nothing about. I too am worthy and deserving. So I just started on Mondays. I devote 1 hour to Zumba and 1 hour to yoga every single week, because the best investment you can make is in yourself. Now, yoga helps calm your mind down, to clear your thoughts, to re-energize you, but it's also stretching and strengthening so you don't tear, sprain ligaments and tendons and are out more time and need a surgery. So it is not selfish. It is selfless to do these things. It's maintenance, like your car. You take your car for an oil change, right? You can't get replacement parts for your body as easy. So that's all I want to say about that. And I want to come back to Elizabeth Marasco here. And I want to ask you, can you share with us some pro tips? Can you share with us maybe some pro tips and something, advice you would say to your much younger self?
Put me on the spot here, are ya?
Anything about marketing or caregiving or both?
Yeah. I guess a couple things. Like the one that I really keep emphasizing today is adaptability. I think that that is probably one of the biggest keys that I've learned throughout my whole life is you got to be willing to adapt and grow. That will help you have longevity. The other thing is be careful who you allow in your inner circle. I love that slide that you had on there. Say no. I had the hardest time, you guys, for long years, decades of saying no. Probably a little bit of a people pleaser issue
Yes,
that I have
guilty.
going on, right? If you're a caregiver, that's a death trap because you've got to learn to say certain boundaries of saying no. That doesn't mean to hurt anybody. It means so that you can empower yourself, so that you can come back, not even empower, so that you can care for yourself enough that you can care for other people. So the saying no was hard. So one of the things that I learned was this simple phrase, let me think about it and I'll get back to you. So when you're under the pressure of caring for a loved one who is critically ill, or in some of the cases I dealt with, it was terminal. There was no going back. So it was a whole nother level of stress that you're living with. What I found amazing was some of the requests that would come for people, or the lack of accountability from other people, which it didn't matter how big my plate was filling up, right? Until I learned to say no, or let me get back to you. That became one of the powerful moments that allowed me to have some kind of control. But there was some lashback. Some people didn't like it. And if you are in the role of a caregiver, you will either likely be a caregiver, you will need a caregiver, or you're going to watch somebody that you love that needs a caregiver. And what I can tell you is it is one of the most stressful times. You probably won't be thinking quite right, but if you lean into prayer and you are consistent and true to what you know you need to do, you'll be okay. But get comfortable with saying no.
Yes, that took me over 50 years to get good at.
I can
And
see
it was
that,
only
yeah.
practice in the mirror. I don't care if you practice with your dog, your child, whatnot, but also negotiate. You know what? I can't do that, but I can do this. So then they feel like they got something. So saying no was one of the
Yeah,
hardest.
because, you want to help people, and I can see that, but sometimes you got to help yourself,
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
it's true. As the caregiver, I was always telling caregivers from my patients, hey, listen, you got to take care of yourself. You can't afford to get sick. You got to sleep. You got to eat right. Because if you get sick, who's going to take care of them? And I was like, oh, I was giving, and I'm sure a lot of caregivers are guilty of this, especially healthcare folks. We are preaching to the choir, right? And sometimes we don't take our own advice. And I was telling everyone else, take care of yourself. Make sure you sleep, you eat right. I'm
What?
thinking, wait, I wasn't doing that. I was
Yeah.
so guilty of not doing it. So I
Yeah.
learned to say no. It was hard, but the more I did it, then I started realizing now I have time and more energy for the right things that are more meaningful. Because we can't
100%.
do everything and we don't have to. And now I'm saying no when people want to be my clients. I won't take every client, right? So we have the power, if it's not a good fit, I'll let you know. And I think as business owners too, we have to sometimes say no to the wrong clients. And
Oh,
so
without a doubt. Without a
so
doubt.
they're
So
well.
Shayna and I have had a lot of sidebar conversations for years. We worked together. So I had, there's a man that worked for me for many, many moons. I've been in business for over 20 years, right? I've worked in marketing for over 30. But Matt used to say all the time, you're trying to grab everything and you can't grab it all. You got to grab certain things that you want, because when you're trying to do it all, you're losing grasp of the things that are the most important. And
Yes.
that applies whether it's sales for your business that you're going after, or even your own personal health and wellness. So we've got to find what is this balance and work on it. I went out with an old colleague of mine who is, her husband's not well, and they're going through a health crisis, right? But I had said to her, hey, make sure you're taking care of yourself, and she pretty much said, you're gonna make me want to throw up all over you for saying that. Out of all people to say that, why are you saying that like me? Because I'm saying it to her. And I told her, because we need reminders. And
Yeah.
I know you don't want to hear it. And yeah, I know you think you don't have the time. But you want to know why I said it? Do you want to know why I said it? Because when you're in the gist of it and it's your spouse or it's your child or it's your loved one, you will literally sacrifice and not drink water or go do the thing or do whatever to the point that it'll burn you out. So yeah, my friend did need that little reminder of, hey, it's okay to take a 30-minute nap in the middle of the day. It's okay to take a little bit of a break. So when you're with your friends and your loved one and you see them in that situation, they might be offended when you say that, because it's like, of course. But it's kind of like, a kid that needs a nap. You just got to be a little bit more gentle and patient and realize it is a time of stress, but with a little bit of personal attention and care, it'll make the journey not completely easy, but a little bit softer on us.
And yes, and definitely. And I think sometimes we have to let go to gain. Like if I'm in the supermarket without a basket and I have 6 items in my hand and I'm like, I see that really awesome dessert that I want. My hands are already full. I can't grab anything else unless I put something down. So sometimes we have to give up to gain. It might be, like I said, if I had those groceries in my hand and I see like my favorite dessert, but my arms are full, I have to put something down to get something else. So
It's a
sometimes
great
we
analogy.
have to give up to gain.
Yes.
Yeah, people tell me I have no time, no time, no time. I have no time to work out. I'm like, wow, you're watching 2 hours of a TV a day. What happens if you gave up 1 hour of TV a day for a 4 minute happy dance? Now you saved 1 hour a day, which is almost 365 a year. And that 4 minute happy dance a day now gained you 24 extra hours of exercise you went to have. So sometimes we have to give up to gain. And I want to say one more point for the caregivers. Sometimes the serenity prayer, right? We have to basically let go of things we cannot change. We have to be wise enough to know what we can change, what we can't change. Let go of what we can change. Stop wasting time on it and put the time and energy into things we can change.
I love that. I love that. It's such a great reminder, because you can get caught up into that cycle of guilt of trying to change things you can't.
Yeah.
So if you can keep that in perspective, I think that it's very powerful. I know for me, I leaned into a lot of prayer and surrounding myself with the right people. The other thing that I really,
Oh, mute.
when you go through this journey as a caregiver, is you really get to see people's true colors. And that was one of the gifts that I did get, is a better understanding of people, like the good parts and maybe not the so good parts, including for myself. So caregiving will definitely push your limits and help you become a better person or a bitter person. But if you have the right tools, it'll help you be a little bit more better than bitter. So that's what
And
we're working on.
I think people need to realize, I know, Liz, you have been the caregiver for so many people in your family, from your husband to your mother to your aunt, whatever, as so many people that I think a lot of times once you're a caregiver, the family just depends on you, like, oh, she knows how to do it.
Just to clarify, I am not my aunt's caregiver.
Oh,
She
well,
has a
yeah, okay.
wonderful husband. I love my aunt, and
Well,
I
I
go
know a lot
visit
of
her.
family members.
Yeah, I go visit her regularly, but I'm not her caregiver. I want to give kudos where kudos is
Yes,
due.
yes.
And her husband, my Uncle Pete, Tio Pete, mucho gusto.
Well, I don't know, but I
I
know
am
that
so
there was
grateful, because he literally, my aunt's in the hospital right now. I don't know if I told you this, but she does, I don't need to go into all of it, but in short, like, he's with her nonstop, so, and these are the moments where it's hard as, a spouse,
So
so.
I'm sorry, just to clarify, I know you've been a caregiver to a bunch of family members. I don't know who.
Yeah, so for my husband, he was sick for quite a while. He passed away in 2015. Also for my dad, my Nana, and my mother, and all of them had different situations. Like my mom actually was my foundation of strength through all of the support that I had to do for everybody else. And a lot of it, sometimes with the caregiving, other family members and friends, they don't get it because they're not there, but it's things like doctor's appointments. And when you're dealing with somebody who's sick, it's rarely one doctor's appointment.
Yeah.
It's lots of doctor's appointments. There's prescriptions, there's physical therapy, there's filling out paperwork, there's getting a lot of things in order. But this is one of the reasons why, like, this caregiver workshop that we're doing on March 12th, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. It's free. You should definitely come. Why it's important, because we're going to talk about what are the things that you can put in place right now while you and your loved ones are healthy.
Yeah.
If you're having a hurricane, you don't go out when the hurricane's there and start nailing up wood, on your windows, right? You have it done in advance. So, like, the knowledge that Shayna shares regularly, it should be part of like daily curriculum. Get up and watch 5 minutes of the Shayna Show before you start your day, because the mindset is so important.
Yes.
You will have people. Go ahead.
I think that's why part of your passion for this event you have coming up, caregiving for the caregivers, is partly because of all of your own personal experiences and maybe to help the viewers expedite their journey and learn from our mistakes to save them tons of time, tons of money. And, I think we both probably wish that we had people, like I know personally, I wish there could have been a caregiver that told me things that could have saved me time and money instead of learning the hard way from my own mistakes. So I think the beauty of this workshop will be to enlighten the viewers on learning from us being the caregivers what we would have told our younger selves and passing it on to them. So again, here is Kudos Caregiver. If you'd like to register at absolutely no cost, mark your calendars for March 12th. That's the 12th of this month from 12 noon to 3 p.m. EST. Scan that QR code right there or go to kudoscaregiver.com and reserve your no cost seat. Even if you can't make the entire 3 hours, register and come for whatever part you can. First half, second half, middle half, whatever it will be. And we will have all of these speakers there.
It's
There will
gonna
be
be
Elizabeth
great.
Marasco there, myself, Abraham Law, talking about estate planning, and Will's Abby Park about senior living, this physician about tracking systems, and Chris Swanson on, I guess, safety issues and so much more.
Yeah, so Chris Swanson is the sheriff of Genesee County. You can see him a lot on CNN and some other places, but he's a community advocate. I actually met Chris from, I used to do a lot of local nonprofit fundraising for breast cancer and stuff like that. But he's a pretty amazing guy. He's always out there volunteering and giving back to the community. So, but one of the things that I'm looking forward to is also some of our audience hearing more about your journey that you had, even helping and empowering your grandmother. So the point that I want to make here is the caregiver's mindset impacts everybody. And
Yeah.
Shayna has a powerful story. Maybe you can share that too with your own situation and how you helped build back hope in people. Because without hope, we're lost, you know?
Yes.
Gotta
Well,
have hope.
I'd like to just give them one or two more nuggets here that I learned from my own caregiving. When I cared for my grandma in the 90s, when I was like just graduating nursing school, and I had no idea what I was doing and no experience, a couple of other tips that I learned was you have to ask for things. What I also learned is I had an appendix attack, and I was like, oh, I can't go to the hospital. Who's going to take care of my grandma? I can't leave her home alone. If you have a true emergency like that, the hospital will admit that person with you. And then the other thing
Oh, wow. I never knew
yes,
this. You never
yes,
told me that
what
story.
I was told, yes. So I had an appendicitis attack. I still finished my advanced placement exams for my graduate program. And I
I
went
can
home
see you
to
did
grandma,
that.
and I was the freak of nature that I got it to resolve on my own without surgery. But guys, don't do that on your own.
Yeah,
But
don't do
the point was that if you have a true emergency and you're the caregiver, they can admit that person with you to the hospital. And then another tidbit that I learned is there's something called respite care, where, you know what, I never got to go out in my early 20s because I was taking care of grandma full time. But there is something called respite care that you could apply for. So if you'd like to go out to a dinner or out for a weekend or an overnight stay, you can check into something called respite care. And these are things that I never knew of that I wish I had. So there's a lot of services out there, and I'm going to go into it in a deeper dive on the March 12th event. So definitely stay tuned there. And yes, and oh, can we maybe just share with you the reclaim wait list also?
Uh, oh, yeah, let's go over there really quick. Let me,
Okay. So I thank the viewers. Thank you for liking, following, commenting, subscribing, and drop your questions and comments here. We'll come back to that. Mark your calendars. Well, I believe it's May 20th.
May 20th.
Okay, there is normally a wait list here. We just opened it up. We're not going to keep it open. There is no cost available now. The people had to wait 3 months from the last workshop to go on the wait list for the next one. So please, we just opened it up. Get your free, no cost seat while you still can. Scan that QR or go to worldwellnessexpert.com. This event will be whoop, 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 whoop. May 20th. Mark your calendars, 7 p.m. EST sharp. It will go for an hour and change. The VIPs will go for 2 hours and change. So scan that QR, go to worldwellnessexpert.com/reclaim. Claim your no cost or VIP seat for March 20th at 7 p.m. EST. It will be live online, not pre-recorded, not boring. It will be fun, interactive. We will have prize giveaways at the end. And it is time for you to reclaim your life. And in case
It
you
is
have
such a fun event. I have so much fun every time you do that event. It's never boring. And if you have gone to one of the previous Reclaim events, she changes it up all the time, you guys. So if you are feeling in a funk or there's something not right with your body, come to this workshop. And the fact that you do this for free, it still blows my mind. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So it's gonna fly by. So register now.
Yes. And thank you, because of you and Brady Events, that I can live stream like this to multiple locations and offer this to people in faraway states, countries, and other continents. So thank you very, very, very much, Liz Marasco and Brady Events, and Kudos Magazine for all you do to empower my followers to get better and feel better while reducing or often eliminating their signs, symptoms, autoimmune flares, and reliance on the meds. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Elizabeth, I want to come back to you for one final question for you. I would like to know a fun fact about you. This is something about you to lighten the mood that most people might not know about you.
A fun fact about me, I love gardening. And another fun fact, I started my career in corporate America. So I worked at Ford Motor Company for 10 years and traveled internationally. Met my husband there and left to start an antique business because we were traveling. And then lo and behold, I ended up in events and now digital marketing. So there you go. Welcome to the land of an entrepreneur. You never know what might happen in any year.
Can you show us that beautiful magazine cover? I know you had it before.
Oh, yeah, I meant to show this earlier. So this was, one of our print copy magazines. So we printed this for years and readership of 50,000 people here in mid-Michigan. And then COVID happened. But, we had an amazing run with print. And then, COVID happened and we had to switch and do new things and adjust. And, it's been an amazing journey of learning. A lot of heartache along the way, a lot of laughters, a lot of tears. With most business owners, you're going to hear that, It's about learning to grow. And that key word that I've been saying all day today. Adaptability. You got to adapt if you want to survive. And that's what I'm working on, being flexible in my mind. And then going back to what you're saying, I don't do yoga personally, but I do stretches and things that keep my body a little bit limber. And maybe if we do that, maybe we'll rock it out till we're 100, Shayna.
Yes.
As long as I keep my wits.
Full disclosure, I have not really done yoga prior. I like to make exercise fun. Dancing, hiking, biking, swimming, going to the beach, and running on the sand. So I'm not usually the one that could try to sit there and try to calm my mind down. But it does help recharge your batteries a little bit because we're on overload from all these social medias, bing, 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 all day long.
Constant.
And it calm your mind down, and it helps you stretch so that you're not tearing and straining things that you shouldn't be. And I want to give special thanks to you and Brady's Events and Kudo for giving this give back to the community and all
Oh
those.
my gosh, it wouldn't be possible without you. Say that again, Shayna. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
This is a 3-hour event give back that you're doing. That's a lot of your time and energy for live streaming, for coordinating all of these experts, speakers, and the viewers, and just the technology behind the scenes that you do, and the beautiful visuals. So thank you for giving
Yeah.
that.
So it's our starting point. This will be our third year doing it. We're kind of going back into a little bit smoother. As you know, my cousin passed away 57 at the beginning of this month. So it took a little bit of time, but it becomes a reminder of life is very short and precious. Take the time to take care of yourself. Take the time to build the life that you want with your family, and don't get caught in all the little details of excuses on why you can't take care of yourself. It's important. And this is something I want to say really quick too. You were talking about the 4-minute happy dance. Sometimes change doesn't have to be big. It can be getting up off of your butt while you're sitting here, like right after you're done. Go turn on a YouTube video and dance for 5 minutes. And if you don't have the stamina, this is what I love about Shayna. She even says, if you can't stand up, dance in your seat. You know, nobody's got an excuse. Dance it.
Thank you, because I did that. One of the nurses that was in a hospital bed that could get up and dance, she's like, "Oh, I so appreciate that you included me. It made me feel like I could do something to feel better." And then
Yeah.
I just had another client in your Wellness Journey 90-day program. She's totally in that sound. She's taking care of significant other and parent with memory issues.
Oh, wow.
And she's like,
It's a
she
lot.
sent me this beautiful text. I wish I could pull it up right now. But she's like, I'm still making time no matter what, however many times they're calling me for that 4-minute happy dance a day. It is a non-negotiable for her. So let me just see if I can get this right.
And even if you're not feeling like you want to do the happy dance, just call it get your blood flowing. Like anything. Even if you can do the, what do they call it? The 2-step shuffle. Boom. Do what you got to do.
Yes.
Move that body.
Yeah, it was a beautiful text that she sent me the other day, just saying like, wow, I'm doing that 4 minutes. I'm taking that time for me.
That's
I really
awesome.
enjoyed it.
That is awesome. I love that so much. Yeah.
And I want to thank you to Brady Events also and you, because no matter how many people you are caring for in your family, you were always there and on time and early for every single event. No matter what, it didn't matter, storm, rain, sleet.
Well,
So
there was
thank you.
sometimes that we had to adjust. There, I think you show up when you can show up and you do what you can do. But the other thing is sometimes you can't and life happens. And if you can be forgiving on yourself, adaptability, flexibility, it makes it easy. And that's one of the things that's wonderful about you as a client is you do have some of that adaptability because at the beginning of the month, I had to take some time off and go to funerals and do different stuff. But we still showed up. Like, we got every single show out. We didn't miss one, which was amazing.
Yeah.
But,
You've been there every single week. I think just about a year. We've showed up every single Wednesday now for the Shayna Show Live. Always
Yes.
at 7 p.m. Eastern, unless it's usually the first Wednesday per month. That's 1 o'clock.
Shayna, I think that this is it this March that it's 1 year?
Exactly a year.
I love it. So I don't know if I can say this or not, but I had a coach tell me you can't keep doing random live streams. You have to have a show update. So it was Doc Rock, but he would always call them drive-bys. You don't do video drive-bys. So I was saying that to Shayna and saying, we really just got to pick one day a week and show up. But lo and behold, well, it took a couple years to get there, but you did it. Now it's been like a full year, and it's almost feeling like, well, where did that year go?
Yeah, I was guilty of doing the drive-bys. Just like, hey, let me go live now. Okay.
Most people are, but that shows how consistent you are. And I think some people don't know also, you're a nurse practitioner. You're not just like an online coach. That there's anything wrong with online coaches. There's not, but there's certain times that you need more expertise to go deeper. And I think some people don't know you have like 5 masters, you're a nurse practitioner, and you're nationally board certified. So some of these things are important. You don't have to say, I'm only living this one way and this one path, but it does help when you have people that have some experience and some skin in the game.
Thank you for acknowledging that. Yes, because it's 5 college degrees, 4 nursing and healthcare licenses, 30 plus years experience as a licensed healthcare So that's 30
Yeah.
years of
Yeah.
experience. You know, like you said, there's nothing wrong with coaches, but they cannot order the testing you need to diagnose you, to
Yeah.
monitor you
Sometimes you need
correctly.
more. Yeah.
They
Sometimes you just
can't,
need more.
yes, they
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
diagnose and order the
Yeah.
testing and the prescriptions you need. So,
Yeah, yeah.
so
And I
we
think
need,
it's important to be empowered. Like, one of the things that I'll always say to people is research, get the knowledge that you need, make sure that you're informed. Don't just wait for your, healthcare provider to tell you. Be empowered. Don't, and
yes,
that's one of the things about our generation. I think it's a little bit different than our parents. Maybe a lot of our parents, if the doctor said it, you do it. But our
yeah,
generation is researching and they're becoming aware. There's a plethora of information, but who do you
yes.
apply, have that information applied to you?
You have to be, like you said, you have to be your own advocate, because there are good doctors out there, but there are also sometimes you might know something your doctor doesn't, and you could be like,
Oh,
hey
yeah.
doc, how about ordering this test, or can we try that? So
Yeah.
you have to advocate
Yeah.
for yourself, and the only
Yeah.
way you can truly make an informed decision is if
Yeah.
you know all available options. And that's what I try to offer my clients and teach other healthcare pros, is all available options, so that they can
And
go
don't
for
let a
it.
doctor or any
Yes,
healthcare
yes.
or any professional, I don't care if it's legal, health, finance, whatever, shame you for researching and being educated. I want to say this really quick. When you're dealing with people like that, you're dealing with people that are egomaniacs, and it's not based on what their skill set is, it's about feeding their ego. So some of those could be really talented people, but don't allow it to diminish your light or having the ability to empower yourself with knowledge. And the difference between knowledge and wisdom is knowing when to apply what you've learned, right? But I think it's key, and we're going to see more and more things happening with AI. And I've seen you with clients, with actual patients, saying, "Go research this. I want you to go understand why
I get ready
mitochondria is
for.
reacting this way." Because you empower your people. Some people don't like that, Shayna. They like to keep people stupid so you can control them.
Yes,
They
thank
can't
you, thank you,
stand
thank you.
that.
Thank you for
Yeah.
acknowledging that. Because what happens is a typical doctor, now they're not all bad, don't get me wrong, but
And
doctor
it might
is,
not even be a doctor. This could be a
yeah,
marketing person.
yeah.
This could be a legal person, a tax
Yeah,
person.
you're right, but
Anybody.
typically doctors give a doctor's order. Here, you do this, and that's how we're trained. It's called a doctor's order because they order you what to do.
Right?
I don't do that. What I do is I give my clients all the available information, the pertinent information, and
Yeah.
all the options, so that they can make an informed decision on what is best for them. Because the only way they can make a truly informed decision is if they have all the information about all the options.
That's the key part. You have to have, and that's where the
Yes.
knowledge and the wisdom all comes in play. So, but
Yeah.
I'm grateful that I'm learning and I have the ability to learn. So I'm adaptable. I'm adaptable.
Yeah, so I guess today we learned say no, adapt, delegate duties out, come to the caregiver for the caring for the caregivers
Yes,
workshop. On
kudos
March 12th,
caregiver.com. Yeah.
yeah, caregiver.com, we'll put that up one more time. So mark your calendars for March 12th. It's absolutely free, 12 noon, 3 p.m. EST. Come part of it if you can. You must register in advance to get the link and everything. And there's going to be lots of
Boom.
experts
Boom,
up
boom, boom,
there,
boom,
yeah,
boom, 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 boom,
well
boom, boom.
vetted speakers. And you're going to sign up right there at kudoscaregiver.com. I'm going to speak about stress management, autoimmune, how you can decrease your stress so that you don't get autoimmune issues. Yes, we're going to have an attorney, Abraham Moore, about estate planning, Abby Park about senior living, Chris Swanson about safety and other issues, that other doctor about a tracking
Dr.
system.
Bouvier.
Bouvier, yeah, and so much more. The beautiful Elizabeth Marasco. So we hope to see you March 12th
Be
for,
there.
yep, kudoscaregiver.com. And thank you, as always, for tuning in. Thank you for being one of the viewers on our 250,000 that we've just reached on YouTube. Thanks to you, the viewers, and Brady Events for helping us reach that goal. Until next time, we'll see you. And I believe next Wednesday, right here on the Shayna Show Live. It's always at 7 p.m. EST, unless it's the first Wednesday of the month. Then it's at 1.
And then it's at 1. All right.
So
Bye.
Shayna Show Wednesday, 7 p.m. EST, except the first Wednesday, it's at